I used to think sacrifices meant something in families, that if you gave enough time, money, pieces of yourself, there'd be a moment where someone looked you in the eyes and said, "Thank you, I see you." That moment never came. When Mom's Parkinson's turned from bad to worse, I was the one who moved back in. I was 37. I had a graphic design business, a long-term girlfriend, and an apartment in Austin with floor-to-ceiling windows. Within 2 weeks, I'd packed it all and moved into the musty guest room of the house I grew up in Round Rock, Texas. My sister, Clara, didn't object. She barely reacted. She lived in Chicago, working as a tech lawyer, flying to Tokyo and Frankfurt and God knows where. "You're better at that stuff than me," she said over the phone. "Mom responds to you." Maybe, or maybe she just didn't want the burden. I took over meds, meals, sponge baths, changed diapers. I learned the rhythm of Mom's breathing at night like it was a sacred song. Some nights she'd cry because she forgot my name, then whisper, "I'm sorry," like a little girl. Clara visited twice a year, brought expensive chocolates, stayed at a hotel, posted filtered selfies by the porch swing. She always said things like, "We're so grateful for what you're doing," as if she were speaking on behalf of some invisible committee. Mom passed on a Wednesday morning, peacefully, thankfully. I held her hand. It was just us. After the funeral, Clara left before the wake was over, said she had a deposition in D.C. I stayed behind, collecting condolence cards and cleaning up cold casseroles. 2 weeks later, I came home from the grocery store to find a red and white sign staked in the yard. "For sale by owner." I froze. At first I thought it was a mistake. Maybe someone tagged the wrong address. But then I saw the realtor's card taped to the front door with a handwritten note. "Photos scheduled Friday. Please tidy rooms." Clara's name was on it. I called her, shaking. She answered like nothing had happened. "Oh, yeah. I meant to call you. I've been handling it through Mom's lawyer." "You put the house up for sale?" "She left it to both of us, Noah. 50-50. I assumed you'd want your share too. You can't live there forever." I couldn't speak. She added, "There's a good offer already. All cash. They want to close by next month." "Clara, this is my home. I took care of her. You're not the only one who lost her," she snapped. "I did what had to be done." That night, I sat in Mom's room for hours. The scent of lavender still clung to her pillow. The thought of strangers repainting these walls and stripping the garden she loved made something break open in my chest. Then I went into the attic and found the fireproof box. Inside were Mom's journals, letters. One addressed to me. She had wanted me to have the house. She wrote it plainly. "This place is yours, Noah. You gave up your life for me. Clara will understand." But the will hadn't been updated in years. Legally, Clara was right. Emotionally, spiritually, she had robbed me. I didn't confront her. Not then, not yet. Instead, I started planning. I called the realtor, pretending to be a buyer. Got the schedule for the showings. I knew exactly when people would be coming. I watched from the neighbor's garage with binoculars. That weekend, I made sure the house didn't show well. First, I accidentally clogged the upstairs toilet, water damage in the guest room. Then I placed a few questionable books and photos around the house, creepy dolls in the nursery, a knife block with one missing. Next, I created a burner email and sent a complaint to the HOA, citing unusual traffic and potential illegal activity at the address. Then I contacted the buyer's agent, anonymously of course, and hinted there were unresolved disputes over the title. It was a quiet, invisible war. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. Within a week, the buyers backed out. The realtor pulled the listing. Clara called me, furious. "You're sabotaging the sale." "I'm protecting what's mine." "It's not yours," she screamed. "You don't get to decide that." I said nothing, but it was already done. She flew down 2 days later, showed up at the front door like a storm cloud. "You think this is fair?" she said. "You think being Mom's nurse makes you the sole heir to everything she built?" "I gave her everything," I replied. and you want to sell the only thing I have left. You chose this. You dropped your life and moved in. That was your decision. Don't make me the villain because you regret it now. That hurt more than anything. The implication that my sacrifice was just self-inflicted martyrdom. I handed her mom's letter, watched her read it in silence. Then she said, "Letters don't matter in court." So I said, "Then I guess neither do sisters." Word got out. Our cousin Jamie sided with Clara. "You can't just squat in a house forever, man." Uncle Dave called me a saint and said Clara always had a Wall Street heart. Friends from the neighborhood stopped waving when they walked their dogs. The house stayed off the market. Clara said she was lawyering up. I told her to go ahead. Months passed. The legal letters stopped coming. We haven't spoken since. Last month, I got a postcard. No return address, just handwriting I recognized. It said, "Hope you're happy. You got what you wanted. C." I stared at it for an hour. Then I put it in the fire. Some nights I walk the halls and wonder if I won or if I just turned grief into a weapon. The silence of the house feels different now. Less like comfort, more like consequence. I still see her sometimes. Young Clara, the one who used to braid my hair when Mom was late from work. I wonder what she sees when she thinks of me. A brother? A thief? A ghost she helped create? I don't know. But I do know this. I stayed. I was here. And that has to mean something, even if no one ever says it out loud.